Hey guys, this is a video which is closely related to that mouse sway slash shake video. They're almost like brother and sister videos. So this is just going to give you a bit of a background around the advanced projectile that I've made. The original one used to look something like that, and I get the line trace, start and end, and I'd merge that together in such a fashion to get the transform. Not ideal, didn't really like it. So this way, this is all the same as before, I've gone over it. This used to be the line trace advanced, but I got rid of the line trace and I've just turned it straight to projectile. That's just the control bit that I haven't set up yet. So remember there was the sway shake logic, which I've talked in that mouse sway shake video. That's the old school way of doing it. This is a new way of doing it. So if you're shooting and you've got ammo, adds in a random number. Well, that's the min and max range of the random numbers. If you're shooting and you haven't got ammo, or you've got ammo but you're not shooting, then yeah, nulls. Well, not nulls, zeros. And then if you're looking right, true, top one. If you're looking left, well, right, false, then it's left, bottom one. That's the minus 180. I'm rotating the Z plane, Z axis, but I'm only rotating this character on the Z. I'm not rotating 180, sorry, negative 180. I'm not rotating the world because then everything would be back to front. So it's if I just show you here in this spring arm, it's a it's a world rotation rather than a relative, because if you do a relative rotation, it will swap the world. If I do a world rotation, it just changes that sprite within the world. I don't really like that confusing naming thing. But so if I show you what's happening, let's just pick the top one because it's identical except from that Z-axis swap. So we get the player controller, we get the hit result of the cursor. So wherever the cursor is pointing, take the X, Y, and Z, add in that min-max random values to the Z, add that to the find, look at rotation. So that is the end point of the trace, I guess you'd say. And then the beam. Beam is just it's just a random sprite. If I just show you, it's nothing special. It's just a little bit in front of the character, because otherwise the projectiles would be firing from like the character's chest. So if I use just the character, see it comes straight from there. It also stops it having like a hit collision where it doesn't spawn it because it collides instantly. So that's why it uses the beam location. I feed the start of that. So the X and the Y. You see the Z's added 15. That's just a temporary thing to the sprites, because obviously when you hold a gun, like a submachine gun, a PWD, a personal defense weapon, you're going to have a different muzzle point than you would be if using a handgun or like a shotgun. So I need to make that vary depending on whatever the end point of that weapon will be. That's what that's doing. That gives it the rotation. So the start and the end. I then get a rotation, and then I feed it into like a make transform, the start location and that rotation, because you can't have a start and end of a projectile. You just have a start, but I can alter the start with the rotation to do it in such a fashion where you kind of create the start and end through merging the location and rotation. So this is just like a transform. So I get the aiming location, start location is the aiming location. The end point is this rotation point, but I'm only taking the X and the Y because the Z's relevant, because I just need it to fire from whatever Z plane you're on. So if you're five, it's a 2.5D game. So if you're, let's say, here, I want the bullets to go straight. If you go here, I want the bullets to go straight. So that's why the Z is just like wiped out, and that's why it's exactly like a flip on the looking right negative, so the looking left version. The transform's nothing special. I just shrank it by like a quarter the size of the sprite. I'll show you what's happening. I've got a crosshair set up, but it doesn't. I think I need to maybe get to do something like pre-construct, because you see, aim doesn't work. The crosshair doesn't pop up until I fire. Then it pops up normal. There's bugs with it because I've added in a couple of new features, but now you see the shake. If I just go and do it, every time I do ammo swap rather than fire rate, you'll see the bullets move. See, there's actually two independent shake sway elements here, because the bullets work on that random number, and the mouse with that mouse shake video work on that random number as well to move the mouse cursor. But you see, the mouse cursor also provides the endpoint destination for the bullets, so it's like a double RNG process going on at the moment. I may change it to just like a single, so it changes the mouse, and then the mouse will just change the bullets, rather than changing the bullets and changing the mouse, and then the mouse changes the bullets, and then so on and so forth. So if I just show you it again, so it's not absolutely perfect. The bullets nearly fire exactly where they need to. The reason why the bullets don't fire perfectly on the crosshair is an issue to do is the 2.5D I've got set up, because you see, it's not just the case of just making it shoot where your crosshair is, because I'm looking down at a negative 15 on the y-axis. I'm going to have to create something that gets the rotation from it being like a 2D to the 2.5D angle, and then add that in to the bullets firing. But that's another thing to do for the future. But this is the advanced projectile just showcase of it. The mouse shake element is this. You'll see it in another video. And yeah, that's that.